Alright, what is going on, Patreon squad? Hopefully you guys are having a wonderful day, and we are back again with a massive week of updates. Didn't come through last week because there really were no updates to even talk about last week other than the Dead Man mode and how that all played out, but I don't think I need to rehash that. I think most people have heard about it and probably have their own opinions anyway, so let's go ahead and get on into it. So I did make a video already going into Group Ironman a little bit more, kind of digging through all the details, so I do know a good bit about what's going on here. Essentially, the Group Ironman game mode was pulled last week, and coming off the back of what happened in Dead Man mode, it was pretty controversial in the sense that some people, dog barking by the way, we'll have some dog barks, Patreon exclusive, but had to cut real quick, but essentially the game mode did pass with somewhat flying colors. As far as I could tell, it was about 80%. I need 75% to be able to pass, so it was also the most voted on poll ever. Some people think that's controversial in the sense like maybe JX put some extra votes in there, but I think it's just a really polarizing poll, so makes sense to me. So basically scrolling through here, they asked, why did you even pull it? And they say because they pulled the other Ironman mode, so it makes sense, and I agree. They also say, why does this, they kind of address the phrasing, it's nothing really too much. Why did you pull it so close to the release date? I actually thought that was really interesting in terms of why they decided to go about it that way, because, I mean, why? You know, like it was so far into development. I honestly just thought it was coming out. I didn't think it was getting pulled. That's why I was kind of surprised there even was a pull. And yeah, it says here, were we going to end Group Ironman if it didn't pass? They say no. However, they do say they would have changed some things and then re-pulled it. So, I mean, basically, yeah, it was coming to the game one way or the other, because whether or not this would have been affected, I don't know. But you can go down and then look at the graphs, and this one's kind of the most telling out of all of them, I think, which is where you see the yes and the no votes. Initially, whenever it came out, so like 7K were yes and 1.5-ish were no. So, decent ratio there. Kind of shows what's going on throughout, and then all of a sudden you get all these no votes from the Dead Man mode going on, and people getting a little wild. So, yeah, ultimately ended up coming through 83 to 84. Wait, what did this say? Oh, okay, it was 83 to 84% most of the time, and then at the end it ended up being 79 to 80. So, overall, very happy that's coming out. Don't know if I'm going to be taking a stab at it myself. Maybe I'll mess around with it, but at the moment, got a lot of hardcore Ironman grinded to do. Beyond that, we have the wilderness equipment rebalance. I actually haven't looked at this yet, but I think they've talked about a lot of this stuff before. So yeah, Dragonite armor, we've talked about changes to Dragonite armor for a while, as the issues with the set are most prevalent in PvP. We felt it should be a part of the wilderness changes project. So essentially, let me see. Here's what's changing. The stat changes are included in all variations of the armor. Additionally, the defense requirement of God Diide is down from 40 to 1. Okay. Interesting. I don't know what changes they're actually making. It seems like defensive bonuses is what they're talking about. So, fine. I don't care. It does seem weird that this is all coming off the back of Dead Man mode, because I think Jagex is trying to reassert that they care about PvP, and the way that they care is by nerfing defensive armor to allow PKers more of a chance to kill people. We see another Din's Bulwark nerf here, where the defense is going down a good bit. It says the average stat, wait, what is, oh my, got some crazy calculations there. But essentially, the Dins can hit back just a little bit, and at the same time isn't going to have as good of defense. The Zerican Robes mage bonus is going down a little bit. I will say that was, it's still a little OP, but whatever, it is what it is. At least for how inexpensive it is. Like, that's the thing, Black D'Hide and Zerican are kind of the same, interchangeably in terms of mage offense and defense. Elemental staffs are getting a nice little boost. I think that makes a ton of sense. I don't know why elemental, fire, and regular staffs are all the same. I mean, I do understand that, like, they're better at melee. I'm pretty sure that's the whole point of it, is that they're better at, yeah, okay, so you can see down here, the stab bonus, 0, 7, and 10. But like, or the crush is also gone up significantly. But who's using that for melee? It's so silly. And then other wilderness changes, all versions of the wilderness sword will now slash webs while in your inventory. Ooh. Wait. I don't think that's that important. We've turned the middle entrance into the revenants. cave. Wait, okay. I thought there was a punctuation there. Into a one-way cavern. A warning will pop up when entering this, informing you that's a one-way trip. This can be permanently dismissed and the interface won't show up. So essentially it looks like you can't leave unless you teleport, is what I'm understanding. I think that's what I'm seeing. General updates, if your light source is... Okay, this is just like very general stuff. So, yeah, I mean, it's gonna be nothing too much that we have to worry about. Beyond that, fire merch. Buy that merch. You know how it goes. Classic. And then there was 2 pretty good blogs as well. I mean, they just jam-packed this thing. So, okay, this is just kind of a summary of what they talked about in their recent stream. So, it got a new mod, it got some announcements, League 3 rewards. I will be checking that out. And I actually also might be playing Leagues 3. I've never given Leagues a try, but I'm pretty intrigued. And this might come at a time on the Hardcore Ironman where I can kind of AFK, do a lot of maxing stuff, and so I could do that on the side while I partake in Leagues 3, which would be interesting. We got the mods, first priorities, the group Ironman poll and polling generally. They had a good 7-8 minute segment on that. I'm sure I know where they went there. The Deadman mode, finals and next steps, the future Deadman. A rerun. They're working towards the prospect of a rerun for the finals event, but there's a need to investigate content, engine, and network changes before we can announce anything. Interesting. I would like to see a rerun. That would be cool. Just to have it actually play out the way it should. But I don't know if they're gonna have the infrastructure to like have another good final or not. It might just happen again. Wilderness changes and its delay. They got to say sorry to the PKers. The HD decision and reversal. Okay, they spent 2 minutes on it. Just kind of quick touch. They did say, and I saw this, that the duel arena might be getting taken out. Well, they said actually in a long term it will. The duel arena will be replaced by more engaging content. See, I didn't understand what that meant. So is there still ways to gamble or no? Pending design and development, but in the interim there will be changes to mitigate its issue, like introduction of a cap on stake amounts. There's more information on its way in October. Oh, okay, that's actually nice. I mean, if you want to stake all your money, you don't need to do it 10, 30, 50 times a day. You know, you just go in and chuck. Botting and cheating, not really sure. Real world trading, that in addition to maintaining the current approach of prioritizing action against gold/service sellers, there will also be action taken against buyers. Nice. Account security, permanent content versus game modes or seasonals. I don't know if this is in relation to Jimmy's video. Someone was asking me about that the other day in the Twitch stream, and maybe that's kind of in response to it. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, that's something I've seen. But at the same time, whenever Jagex thinks about permanent content, they think about permanent new content. They don't think about permanently changing and fundamentally building the game's old content. So honestly, I don't think either route is good, because they're either going to make new content or they're going to make new game modes. And neither of them include building the infrastructure. So that's kind of problematic in my opinion. The return of Nex. I did see that as well. If you don't know what Nex is, it's like the 5th God Wars dungeon boss from RS3. Pretty interesting. And then the game economy. So essentially, I think they're talking about how they're trying to tax, probably put on a GE tax, and with the tax that they get through the GE, they'll then buy up items and take them out of the game, is what I'm understanding. So I think that makes a lot of sense. I'm actually really in favor of that. And then finally, the Leagues 3 Shattered Rewards poll blog. So here we can go on through and basically take a quick peek at everything. So there's the Shattered Relic Hunter outfit. I think it looks pretty good. I mean, honestly, I don't know which one I like better. I don't like the middle one, but honestly, the left-hand side looks pretty nice, and then the orange on the right is really good as well. Beyond that, the poll question here, just asking about that. The Shattered Relic's home teleport right there. I mean, that's pretty amazing, I'm not gonna lie. So I'm a big fan of that. Really enjoy the look of it. Beyond that, you got the player-owned house. Got Leagues banner. Wait, so player-owned house, you have to remember that in the first league we added. Okay, this became a hub for players to reminisce over the past leagues. Keep an eye out for their rankings and gloat. Okay. Okay, league hall, I see. So I was thinking it was like a recolor, because I know that they had the twisted recolor last time. The banner, actually pretty good banner, I'm not gonna lie, but you know, I don't know if I'm getting that. League's trophy. The trophies are pretty cool. I mean, obviously the dragon one's wild, but they all look really nice. I like the logo on the front. New rewards, weapon variety pack. Oh my, so this whip I'm not really sure about. Like, I like the general idea of it, but it just looks too bulky with the aura around it and everything. The rune crossbow looks pretty cool as well, I'm not gonna lie. It kind of looks like a mithril crossbow, to be honest. I wish the rune color would be a bit different, but I kind of get it. The books look pretty good. There's no like actual in-game pictures, but I like the ideas behind them. And then the mystic robes. I don't know who's going to be using this on mystic robes, but sure. Beyond that, we got the dwarf cannon, sort of reimagined. Look at it down there, just going ham. But yeah, I mean, I think it looks pretty cool. Very, very strange. Someone actually told me it was based off the RuneScape Classic design of the cannon, which I had no clue about, but I was happy to be alerted. And then Void and Elite Void ornament kit as well. So, looks pretty good. The Elite Void looks a lot better than the regular Void, not gonna lie, but that's kind of how it should be. And yeah, I think that's it as far as the RuneScape polls and blogs and all that goes. So, hopefully you guys enjoyed this Patreon video. If you did, make sure to leave a like. Wait. This is Patreon, you don't have to do that. Never mind, I take it all back. Yeah, I mean, anyways, going forward, I've tried to be really good about these update logs on Patreon. However, I know that there's still plenty more things that I'd like to do to be able to provide value for you guys, and to also then provide value for future people that would like to join. So going forward, I believe that I'm going to start a YouTube membership where you can be a member on YouTube as well, and people can view my content that way. And then I'll basically have Patreon and YouTube memberships running simultaneously, and then I can get more engagement, because the Patreon's been great, and obviously I enjoy talking to you guys about this, and I enjoy the support immensely, but at the same time, it's been very difficult for me to grow it. It's also been at a really strange time for me personally, because the last 4 months or so I've basically just been slamming out endless Slayer guides. So I can't, you know, I'll plug my links and my whatnots in there, but at the same time I haven't really gotten a good enough platform to do this on. So I'm going to start the membership as a way to pseudo get more people engaged, but also then allow myself to be able to understand what people want, get a better feel, be able to, you know, ask for more things. Because right now, you know, obviously I appreciate the support, but I don't have enough patrons to really feel like I can go on Patreon, upload a poll, or, you know, discuss some stuff, because it's only just a few people. Like, if I wanted to, I could just PM you guys. So yeah, I think that's going to be the play. I'm going to start to get better at that. As we get out of this sort of Slayer rut that my channel's been in. I love Slayer guides, I really do, but they don't perform well early on. In the long term, I think they're beautiful, and I think they'll help a lot of people. But at the same time, it's not the best in terms of what your typical YouTuber would like to do in terms of pumping and getting the numbers up and getting the people engaged. So I think as we start to get into this next phase of my channel where I'm done with Slayer guides, and then I'm going to be focused a lot on comparisons and a lot of bigger guides and a lot more just casual things that are actually meant for the high level player base and are really applicable, then I'll start to, well, and starting now, I'll continue to build that up a good bit and really get it all going. So if you stayed to the end, I do appreciate it. And yeah, until then, until next time, have a good one. See you guys.